well.
What's year two? I mean, what do you have as a goal for yourself, improving your position in year two of free safety?
Year two, just to go out there and get better every day, just to improve, so that my guys can trust me more than they did last year. So we can go out there and make a lot of plays together.
Is part of it, learning about the guys that are playing around you, especially the cornerbacks, and knowing, their tendencies, their strengths, and things like that?
Yeah, that's a big part of it. That's a big part of the practice. Like this training camp, just learning each other, learning what we like to do, learning in what situations that we're going to do certain things, and then just being around each other. That's what it's all about.
Last year at this time, you were kind of going back and forth between safety and corner, trying to figure out where you best fit. How have you grown since you've been able to kind of just solidify yourself at one position?
It's really giving me the time and the ability to hone in on my position and to watch like other guys like Earl Thomas and Tart and other safeties in the league, Kevin Byard, Jordan Poyer, those guys like that play in the middle safety, just to get a feel for how I'm supposed to play and the way we're supposed to play.
Looking back on it, did playing...
You went to like the Earl Thomas's camp, right? Or what did you take away from
just the mental aspect, just the way he approaches the game with film, and the way he communicates, like with Sherm, like 'cause they were together for 8 years, and just the way that the relationship that they had, it really helps. It's really going to help me, like try to establish the same relationship that he had with Earl, with him, and with Akello, and whoever else I play with.
I know you've already given Sherm a nickname.
Oh yeah, that's Uncle Sherm right there.
Yeah. So is that kind of the start of the relationship there? Because you have to have an off-field bond with him. I don't know what it was like with him and Thomas, but how have you tried to develop that with him?
I mean, I just take the younger brother role. Like that's what I am. He's the veteran. He's been all pro. He's been to where we want to be. So I just take everything I can get from him as far as like holding myself accountable and holding everybody else accountable.
Adrian, looking back on it, how did starting off last season at corner affect you? Did it help you? How would you look back on that?
Looking back, it really helped me a lot because in this league, knowing a lot of things, knowing a lot of positions will help you like in the long run. So I feel like that's gonna improve. That's gonna help me later on in my career, and it even helps me now just knowing like the position and what their responsibilities was.
How has Uncle Sherm helped you tangibly on the field, like playing out there with him today?
Just holding me accountable to making sure I'm doing the right, making sure my footsteps are on point, making sure my footwork is locked in, making sure I know the responsibilities, making sure I'm communicating with both corners and my safety and Tart.
So did you do that like actively?
Oh yeah.
Today? Was there a role play that you remember where you?
No, it's just like we communicate non-verbally. I'm yelling, but I'm also giving out hand signs, and that's just one thing he emphasized to me, like in the meeting room and yesterday when we were in the training room. It's just like he's just holding me accountable, and that's just one of the things that he brought to this room that we needed.
How did that conversation in the training room start? Were you guys both getting work on? It's like, hey, you might want to do this or that?
No, it's just like he's like, hey, you know I'm gonna hold you to a higher standard than you were last year. I mean, you're not a rookie no more. I mean, you're still a rookie, but you're not a rookie.
But when you're back there facing the 49ers offense, what do you see with Jimmy Garoppolo now that Jerick McKinnon's aboard? How does that make your job more difficult?
I mean, that's a great group of guys. Like our whole offense is just full of like talent. Like so, going out there, it's just you're basically playing a game. Every rep has to be a game day rep, or you're gonna get beat because those are two great guys, and that offense is gonna be explosive.
How does Marquise, when you see him out there, how does that affect what you do as a free safety? I mean, is that the one guy that you have to keep in mind?
Well, I mean, his speed is electric, like that, bar none. Like nobody in the league is as fast as him, in my opinion. But when you're in the middle of the field, you have a responsibility, and that's the middle of the field. Yes, I'm keeping an eye on Marquise, but I can't hone in completely on him because I have a job to do, and everybody else around me is expecting me to do that job.
He started to take off, at least stats-wise, at mid-season last year, and really was on a high course. I mean, do you see see that continuing this offseason? Do you see him continuing to add to his game?
That's the expectation. Like we just gotta continue. We're gonna continue to get better. Like we can't get stagnant. We can't decrease in our production. We gotta continue to grow. Like that's the standard. Like that's the one thing we got in our mind. Like that's it. Continue to get better. No slack.
Does covering him in practice raise your game?
Oh yeah, 100%. Because in the game, there's not many guys that are running at that speed. Like we're not gonna face that many people that run that speed. I mean, Tyreek Hill's fast, but Marquise is fast.
Are you conscious
Couple more guys?
of the number of catches you guys allow in practice going against Jimmy?
I don't really pay attention
He
to
was
that.
4 for 9 against you guys. I was just curious if that's something that like you guys have a goal just to limit him.
Well, tomorrow it'll be better. That's the
Better
goal.
than 4 for 9.
Get better every day.
Do you enjoy, and this is not anything in depth, but do you enjoy having fans come out when you have the open practices and you have people around, or would you know, or is it more of a distraction, or do you like having the interaction with the people
I
though?
mean, me personally, I'm locked in. When I'm on the field, I'm locked in. I don't really pay attention to anything else that goes on outside of the lines of the field.
Do you interact with people at all or no?
During practice, no. After practice, I was just out there. How long was I? 30 minutes signing and autographs, taking pictures and everything. I mean, I love the fans. The faithful are greatest fans in the world.
Adrian, obviously there's a draft today. You wouldn't be a 7th rounder. What do you think NFL scouts missed or didn't see in you when you were coming in?
I mean, I played 6 games. 6 games. I mean, I wouldn't draft me either.
Eric does?
In the spring, Richard said that you called Jimmy Garoppolo James, and then there's James, and James, or something to that effect.
There's only 3 James.
3 Jameses. And then Jimmy, we asked Jimmy about it, and he told us to ask you.
He's not James. I call him Franchise. That's my nickname.
Okay, so where's the James?
Well, Akello, his first name is James.
Okay.
Chancellor's last name is James. We're always together, so I'm just James.
Just one more really quick. The secondary, it seems just based on that, it seems like a lot of personalities coming out of the guys that were rookies last year that might have been a little bit more quiet, like Akello, maybe even yourself. But now where I think we're seeing you guys develop a personality, develop kind of that mentality to the secondary. How would you characterize or describe that mentality and that personality that you bring?
I mean, we're just all like finally getting comfortable with each other. We're all hanging out with each other and just getting to know each other more. So, like, when you're first meeting somebody, you're not gonna be like outgoing and being like 100% yourself, because you're gonna kind of hold back because you don't know how to respond. But now that we've been with each other, we've been through the hard times, we've been through the good times. We've had OTAs together. We're entering our 2nd training camp together. Like, we're comfortable with each other. So it's just like a brotherhood, and that's just one thing we want to build in that room, because the closer we are, the better we're gonna play.
All right, guys.